Good morning. So today I am making your father Joe's goulash. I have about a pound and a quarter, pound and a half of hamburger meat, and I'm going to chop this up. I have my water getting ready to boil. You need about a pound and a quarter, pound and a half of hamburger. We're going to brown this. We have half a cup of bell pepper chopped up, a half a cup of celery chopped up, and a half a cup of onion chopped up. You need 1 can of tomatoes. We're probably going to end up using a little bit of tomato paste. We have our garlic, hot sauce, Worcestershire sauce. So as soon as this starts cooking, I'm going to put in my vegetables and seasonings. I'm going to let the macaroni cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. I have 2 cups of macaroni, dry macaroni. I always salt my water for my macaroni. Really good, actually. Of course, Mom's seasoning. It has everything in it, so I don't have to do one thing at a time. Got that nice and seasoned. And here we go. So I'm putting in the macaroni. Put the lid on it to get it to a good boil. And I like chopping up my meat really fine. I don't like big clumps of meat. To be honest, I don't like goulash. I just make it for Joe. It's not my favorite dish. If I'm forced to eat it, I'll eat it, but other than that, I don't like it. Tastes good and everything, but it's not my cup of tea. This is the way my meat looks. You can see that. And it's about halfway done. So I'm going to put in bell peppers, onions, and celery. Okay. Let's give this a stir. Oh, it smells good. I don't know why I don't like it, because it's got all the things in it that I like. This is what it looks like now. We're going to let this cook. We're going to let this cook. We're going to let the macaroni come on up. I'll be back. So, to my meat mixture, which the vegetables aren't quite done yet, I'm going to add 4 bouillon cubes. And I'm going to let them cook in it with it. When this macaroni gets almost done, I'm going to add it to this pot, along with tomatoes and some other things. When I add it to that pot, I'm also going to use some of that pasta water with it, because I want it to finish cooking in here. Be back. Another big thing is my bouillon cubes have melted. You can use beef paste if you have that, or the imitation beef flavoring, however you want. You can even use chicken if you don't have beef. It just gives it a little bit richer flavor. And here is where I'm going to add my tomatoes. I used to use more than 1 can of tomatoes, and I found it made it too tomatoey, if that makes any sense. That's where I add paste. I have this. The squeeze tubes are just so much better. And I'm going to say 1 tablespoon. Yeah, don't want to touch it. Okay. Right now, I've got 1 tablespoon. Might add another one. I think I will. Give it a little bit richer. Should I? I'm going to wait. Let me see how this comes out first. So far, 1 tablespoon. And that's cooking real good. We're going to let this cook a little bit longer. And I do not drain the grease. So I'm going to add half a tablespoon. Of Worcestershire. Seriously? Okay. Half a tablespoon of hot sauce. I may have to double that. But it smells right. The noodles have been boiling about 5 minutes. So we know that they are not completely cooked all the way through. I've turned my pan down to low, which on this burner is still going pretty good. This is the way those macaronis look. They're not quite done. And that's the way we want them, because we're going to finish them off over here. They soak up the sauce and the juice and the seasonings. And again, I want some of this water. Just enough to cover the pasta. About half of this is going to cook down, if you can see that. Okay, I'll be back. I had to drain the rest of that pot, so I drained it over a bowl. This is pasta water, right here, in case I need it. I may need it. I'm going to let this cook, and all the flavors get together in it on low. And you can see it's already sucking up the water. So I am going to add a little more. I want that to float for a minute and the water to submerge. The water is going to cook out. Not all the way, but it's going to cook down because the macaronis are going to keep getting bigger. I'm going to taste. That's good. I have the perfect amount of seasoning. I think I'm going to push the envelope and add 1 more tablespoon of paste. So that's 2 tablespoons total. Give it a little bit more richness, a little more tomatoey. I can taste the hot sauce. Worcestershire gives it a little umami flavor and a little richness. That was more than enough. And we're going to let it cook. In a few minutes, the pasta's going to be completely ready, and this dish will be done. We're calling it dinner. I knew it was missing something. I couldn't put my finger on it. I forgot to press the garlic. Put the garlic in the last stages. 1, 2, 3. Too small to be called 1. So 4. 4 cloves of garlic squeezed in. All right. Yes, I want every piece of garlic. I went through the trouble of squeezing it. I'm not throwing it away. I'm not like Martha Stewart now. I want every bit off mine, because that is flavor. Okay, now, once this macaroni gets done, this dish is ready to eat. The seasoning was great. That extra tablespoon of paste really helped. When you make this a time or two, you can do your seasonings any way you want. But this is how Mom makes it. Even I would eat that. That's really good.